Justice, liberty, democracy. If you play Helldivers, then you've heard those words countless of times. Those are the defining rules of this patriotic world. They paint the picture of this universe as peaceful and democratic, but trust me, this world isn't as it seems. Even in Helldivers 1, I've had this feeling of something not being right. It's as if the government, or whatever they have, is forcing this patriotic phenomena all the time. It almost seems like brainwashing. Yes, I know it sounds far-fetched, but when assembling all the pieces together, it all makes sense. Let's start with the fact that this is a liberal and democratic republic, okay? And now, let's add the fact that as far as we know, they never tried to make a peaceful deal with any of enemy factions. I mean, how is this a liberal decision? Starting a war as soon as you can? And have you seen how many planets the Super Earth have? Half of them were probably already populated by the other factions. So we basically started this war. I guess the government could have just made up a story that automatons attacked our planets. What if those planets were theirs? But the government just said, oh yeah, they killed all of our poor citizens. I mean, this kind of lie would in fact make our soldiers even more angry and ready to fight the automatons. Let me tell you this, do you ever see any homes when fighting on other planets? No, at least I haven't. So of course, something about defending our citizens on these planets doesn't add up, because there is no citizens or any of their homes. You might say that there is a mission where you have to rescue 30 people, but let me remind you that those people are just operating the stations. These station workers could be brainwashed as well, thinking that there is no one other on the planet than them. Talking about brainwashing, I have lots to talk about this. Just for once, focus on the in-game dialogue. Everyone is praising the Helldivers constantly.
Become part of an elite peacekeeping force!
In the trailer, Helldivers are an elite peacekeeping force. How are we helping establish peace with participating in the war every day? No, right after the Helldiver ad, you get into training and the general is applauding your every step. Like, I needed 10 tries to finish the damn terminal. And then commander says, such a flawless terminal activation. Honestly, it looks like they want to boost your ego and confidence, so that little doubt you still have in your head about becoming a Helldiver instantly perishes. You get out of training and you get a freaking ship for yourself. What the hell? So, based on all this, it all looks like that this country desperately needs workers and soldiers. And what's the end goal? Manage democracy. And what better way of achieving this idea of democracy? Brainwashing kids. So my theory is that most people who lived before this patriotism are already dead, and the ones still alive are probably too scared to speak out how this isn't actually a democracy. So most of the population alive must be brainwashed since they were kids. How do I know about this? Well, I talked to the 3 people which are on the ship with you. Now, the general in front wasn't any help, since he talks about how you should start a mission and to help out your fellow Helldivers. Now, the 2 ladies in the back, though, were a different story. They talked about their beliefs, and the engineer also said some stuff about her childhood. She told me that they had like collectible cards of bugs and automatons, which they would throw on the ground and stomp on. So right here, the idea of this other faction being enemies is already developing in the young minds of kids. They also have like weird ass federal programs which like all citizens have to pay. They have like some programs of everyone being equal, but then they measure the amount of equality everyone has. So it's basically a ranking system, but they say everyone is equal, so I don't get it. And now the craziest thing she said was, and I quote, "I wonder which candidate, as in political candidate, will be chosen for me this election." You got that? The people are not even choosing their leaders in this so-called democratic republic. The other lady said that there is some kind of algorithm which is making the votes for the people. And she was praising this so-called algorithm, and I'm pretty sure this algorithm doesn't have any biases. Nah, no way. How could it? So, I guess from all these points these two ladies gave me, I concluded that people don't have any critical thinking, they are brainwashed from their childhoods and don't understand the real definitions of democracy or any other word. They're constantly shouting. Even you, dear Helldiver, became a Helldiver because of some patriotic ad you've seen on TV, and you love this country, so of course you immediately volunteered. So you aren't really any better. And what scares me that this could very well happen in this world. Someone creates a common enemy, a galactic enemy, let's say, and then slowly brainwashes people people, wait for most of the opposers to die out, and bam, you got yourself a brainwashed world full of idiots. This is already happening, to be fair, in some amount. You know Santa Claus? Did you know that he didn't really exist before like 1980 when he was created by Coca-Cola? Before there was a completely different legend of Saint Nicholas, but now the new Santa is slowly becoming the main figure, and as the generation before like 1990 dies out, there won't be really anyone left knowing that Santa Claus is actually an ad created by a giant corporation. And this is just one example, but there could and will be many more. Maybe someday this universe even becomes like the one you see in Helldivers. But hey, even if that becomes our world, these political systems always change, and our future descendants will be happy again. So the future is uncertain, but bright anyways. What do you think about all this? If you want more Helldivers, click to the left, and if you need a new GPU, click to the right. See ya folks.